Hello, everybody, and happy St. Patrick's Day Saturday to all of you watching us from home. Welcome to our first annual 10,000 Irish Smiles fundraiser event brought to you by the SGB Kids Association. Tonight, we have viewers watching us from around the world. We have folks in LA, Seattle, Boston, Florida, Milan, and from coast to coast here in Canada joining us for this fun-filled event. We also have the Honorable David Lametti, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, who was first elected in 2015 as the Member of Parliament for LaSalle, Lemard, and Verdun. And we're extremely delighted to have David and his family joining us tonight. Actually, we're all broadcasting live from our virtual studios in Villemard, LaSalle, DDO, and other parts of the city. Now, this is the first time we do a live show, so get ready. There's going to be a heck of a lot of bloopers. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a night filled with Irish entertainment and lots of fun and exciting guests. Now, remember, we really went all out for you tonight. My name is Anthony O'Cardoni, and I'm joined by Carolyn McFarland, and we're going to be your host for tonight's event. Are you ready for some fun? Grab your favorite drinks, or many drinks, and snacks, and get ready for tonight's terrific show. It's going to be a hoot. Carolyn?
Thank you, Anthony, and bonsoir à tous. We hope you're all doing well and staying safe in your living room and that you're ready to have some fun with us. Can you believe it? We have over 200 attendees tonight in our event. This is amazing. Nous sommes heureux de vous avoir parmi nous ce soir. Je crois même qu'il y a des gens de l'Italie qui nous écoutent. Vraiment, je sens qu'on va s'amuser. To kick off the show tonight, we would like to introduce you the Dawn of the SGB Kids Association, our president, the man, the legend, Antonio Bustano, to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Carolyn and Anthony, for this great intro. I don't always get this intro, but anyways, our sunny and shared dynamic duo will really entertain you tonight. So welcome to our fundraiser tonight. SGB Kids established a terrific relationship with our friends in the Irish community over the years. About 4 years ago, SGB Kids and McKibben's Irish Pub on Bishop Street partnered up to host its first St. Patrick's Day breakfast. Our guests were served with great Irish breakfast and coffee, with all proceeds raised going to support the Montreal Children's Hospital. $17,000 was raised. I want to thank Rick Font, his staff, Teresa, Carlos, and Dean for their fantastic support over the years. With Rick's little blessing, we're planning to be back in March 2022. Speaking about our association, it was created in 2003 with old school buddies from Villemard's San Giovanni Bosco Church and James Lane High School. Thus far, we've donated $661,000 to organizations across the Montreal area. As an example, Make-A-Wish Quebec, the Quebec Special Olympics, SMA, the Shriners Hospital, and of course, the Montreal Children's Hospital. Tonight, our goal is to raise $5,000. The proceeds from tonight's event will go towards purchasing much needed equipment towards the research into children's diseases at the Montreal Children's Hospital. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to have some fun, enjoy some great Irish entertainment, and there is a lot, and have a few laughs. Thank you to the United Irish Society, St. Patrick's Society, the Erin Sports Association, Mariners Curse Band. They will be playing a couple of songs for us tonight. Bernadette, Short School of Irish Dancers, and Her Majesty the Queen and her court in their participation tonight. Also, thank you to the Honorable David Lametti in attending our event tonight. I want to thank our great SGB Kids team for their hard work. And special thanks to Gordon Lippiad, our silent partner. He was instrumental in getting our connections to the Irish community and more. During the evening, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a ticker on the bottom of your screen on how to buy a great NHL book and how to donate on our cause. Carolyn and Anthony will talk about it in more detail during the broadcast. And to get the ball going, I already donated $100 to our cause, and I already bought a book. So I hope you can help us out also. So in conclusion, with your help tonight, help us put smiles to our kids' faces. Every dollar counts. On behalf of myself and the SGB Kids family, we want to wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day Saturday. Enjoy the evening, and thank you very much for attending our event.
Hey, thanks, Antonio, for that inspiring kickoff to our event and for your donation. It's great to see the SGB Kids Association and our friends from across the Irish community here joining forces tonight to celebrate not only St. Patrick's Day Saturday, but to support the Montreal Children's Hospital. And, you know, one great thing about the Irish and Italian communities that what we have in common is that we care for those in need and the less fortunate in our Montreal community. And we give with our hearts, which is reflected in the terrific partnership we've established with partners like McKibben's Pub, Erin Sports Association, and the various Irish community organizations here in Montreal. Now, normally, we'd be celebrating at St. Patrick's Day Parade, but this year is a little different. So I thought I'd share with you some really interesting facts. And maybe not really, but yeah, these are like the type of facts, you know, the did you know? You know, when you're at a cocktail party and you're mingling and all that, these are the types of things you would say and ask, you know. So here's one. Did you know Montreal has the longest running St. Patrick's Day parade of its kind in Canada, dating back to 1759? I bet you didn't know that. Here's another interesting fact. Did you know that National Geographic actually voted Montreal St. Patrick's Day celebration amongst the top 10 in the world? Yes, even beating out Dublin, Ireland. Montreal ranked number 6 overall. Now we know how to party. Now, as Antonio mentioned, many of us SGB Kids Association members are actually from the hood. We're from Villemard, and we did go to school at James Lang. Now, James Lang was a really, how do I say it? It was a tough school. Academically, you know, we were ranked somewhere around 432 out of 435 schools. Not bad. We moved up from the bottom. Anyway, you know, the kids that went to James Lang High School actually were from Point St. Charles. We had Côte St. Paul, Villemard, and St. Henry. And we had a great balance of Irish-Italian community there. And what a great combo. But one thing about James Lang, I mean, they were passionate about the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So come September 1st, as soon as we walk through the school, first day of school, we had Mrs. Kenny, God love her, our music teacher, waiting for us to get us ready for that March parade. I'm telling you, it was amazing. Now, James Lang didn't really have a big, what do I say, a lot of instruments available, you know. We had, I think we had 4 major instruments, and the other 120 people had a recorder, a little plastic thing. Not your rock star instrument, for sure. And for all of us, of course, we had to practice, and Mrs. Kenny got us into shape. So we got ready for that big event. And you know what? It was fantastic. So the day before the parade, never failed, okay? Beautiful, glorious day, 25 degrees outside. People are tanning. Oh, it's fantastic. Come the day of the parade. Oh my God. Snow's coming down sideways. We're freezing our butts off. Anyway, didn't matter. The streets were lined with thousands and thousands. St. Catherine was fantastic. Remember the green line down St. Catherine? So James Lang, we get out there with our recorders, our white shirts with the sachet and everything, and we'd be out there passionate. We'd be trekking like we'd love it. The only thing with James Lang, though, I don't know, it must have been our ranking in the schools. You know, when we were ranked 432, we got to get placed behind the horses. And you try to play a recorder behind the horses, trying to dodge the line. Anyway, you get it. Anyway, tonight is going to be a fun event. Let's get it started. Tonight is going to be like, how do I, you know, the Sonny and Cher show. Remember, I'm going to date myself a bit. The Carol Burnett show. Remember, there was a little music and dancing, and then you had a special guest. It's going to be something like that. And we're going to have guests from around the world tonight. Even the Queen is popping in tonight. Yes, but the St. Patrick's Day Queen. And as Antonio mentioned, tonight we want to raise $5,000. So great news for all of you out there. Call it the luck of the Irish. We have a special offer for you. Now, Jim McRea, president of Griffintown Media, our amazing marketing agency and partner, is graciously donating this book. It's called The Century of NHL Memories. You see it flashing on your screen right now. This book is valued at $50 plus tax and shipping. However, you can purchase this book for $39.95, taxes and shipping included, for residents of Montreal. Proceeds from the sale of the book will go directly to the Montreal Children's Hospital research team. What a terrific book. And by the way, it's a fantastic book. It's a collage of all pictures from the Hockey Hall of Fame. And you know who put this book together, right? You're going to freak. The guy who wears the white gloves and carries the handler of the Stanley Cup, and the guy who presents the cup to the winning team. The guy with the flow? Phil Pritchard. He put this together. Fantastic guy. And this book is available in English and French. It's super easy to buy the book or make a donation. Just go to SGB Kids website and click on the 10,000 Irish Smiles icon and buy the book. Or you can make a donation. Just click on the donate button and the rest is simple. I think the donate button's right there. You see it? Right there. All right, Carolyn?
Hi there. Yes. You see the information at the bottom of the screen. So thanks, guys. I love the reference to Cher, but honestly, I'd like to have her looks and her talent, but you don't want me to sing. Anyways, comme Anthony a mentionné, notre but ce soir est d'amasser 5 000 $. Nous espérons vraiment y arriver avec votre aide. Afin de nous aider, Glenn, please show the book. Jim McRea de Griffintown Media, notre super agence de marketing et partenaire, a gracieusement accepté de nous appuyer en offrant ce livre, La LNH, un siècle d'histoire. Ce livre est une édition limitée. Il est d'une valeur de 50 $ plus les taxes et le transport. Toutefois, vous pourrez vous le procurer pour 39,95 $. Bien sûr, avec le transport compris pour la région de Montréal. C'est vraiment une aubaine et c'est vraiment un beau cadeau. Je tiens à préciser que tous les bénéfices iront directement à l'hôpital de Montréal pour enfants et ce, pour l'achat d'équipements. Et le livre est offert en français et en anglais. Le livre présente une série de belles images depuis 100 ans qui ont été récupérées des archives du Temple de la renommée de hockey. Avec l'auteur Phil Pritchard, le gardien de la Coupe Stanley, on y retrouve vraiment certaines des meilleures prises de photos de tous les temps. Tout cela maintenant à votre disposition. Glenn, show the website. C'est très simple. Vous devez vous diriger sur notre site web, une image du livre apparaîtra et vous devez cliquer sur 10 000 sourires pour acheter le livre. Le reste est facile. Tel qu'Anthony a mentionné, notre but est d'amasser 5 000 ce soir. Si vous ne voulez pas le livre puis vous voulez tout simplement un reçu, vous pouvez toujours aller sur notre site web et cliquer sur Donner. Le reste est simple encore une fois. Comme vous voyez au bas de l'écran, nous vous le rappellerons tout au long de la soirée comment faire un don. So, are you ready tonight? We will entertain you, we will amaze you, and perhaps show you some new tricks. We have the world-renowned hockey card collector, Jeffrey Griffith, joining us from California. He'll tell us how much those old hockey cards are worth. The ones you have in that shoebox sitting in the attic. You'll be surprised. I think Anthony got his shoebox out. We also have the world-renowned and award-winning Short School of Irish Dancers who will teach you how to make the perfect Irish coffee. We'll also have guests from Erin Sports Association, the St. Patrick's Societies, United Irish Society, and of course, the Montreal Children's Hospital. We'll also have a few words from our SGB Kids Platinum sponsor, Norman Rashko, and from 10 Squared Investments. Should we begin? Okay, let's get started. So to get things kicked off, I'd like to introduce you to the 2020 St. Patrick's Queen, Orla Mahon, and her princesses. Orla, le 24 heures, elle a étudié à McGill. Majeure en sciences informatiques et biologie. Elle travaille en tant que développeur de logiciels chez Explorance. Elle est bénévole pour la maison Benedict Laber où elle prépare des repas pour les gens en besoin. Orla aussi, elle est membre du club athlétique gaélique des Shamrocks de Montréal. Puis, je crois qu'elle donne son temps en tant que marqueuse de points. Orla sera accompagnée de ses princesses. So we have Princess Rebecca McCauley, Princess Julia Barnwell, Princess Aveen Mahan, and Princess Megan Sweeney. See you later.
Hi, my name is Orla Mahan, and I am the current queen of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Every March, for as long as I can remember, my parents would bring us downtown to watch the parade go by. And it was always a ton of fun and a huge source of pride for me. Unfortunately, this year and the last, circumstances have made it so we haven't been able to run the parade as expected. I hope that this year we can instead keep that same St. Patrick's Day spirit going in a safe way so that someday soon we can all walk down that green line again together. Have a great St. Patrick's Day.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia Barnwell, and I'm a current princess of the United Irish Societies of Montreal. I wanted to thank the SGB Kids Association for all the important work they do in fundraising and helping the kids of the Montreal Children's Hospital. I want to thank them also for their important mission to spread smiles on kids' faces. Some of my fondest memories of the St. Patrick's Day Parade has been dancing Kayleys on a moving float in rain, in snow, and in really cold weather. But the St. Patrick's Day Parade always spreads smiles too. So I just want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Hi everyone, my name is Aveen Mahan and I am one of the princesses of the UIS St. Patrick's Day Parade. One of my favorite events that I've done in the past with the UIS was visiting the Children and Shriners hospitals to spread St. Patrick's Day cheer to the patients and their families there. Obviously, with this year being what it is, that was not possible, but we can still all try to support them by donating to the SGB Kids Irish Smiles fundraiser. Happy St. Patrick's Day and stay safe.
Hi, my name is Rebecca McCauley, and I'm one of the princesses in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Ever since I was a kid, I always loved to attend the parade with my family, and I always loved to see the Queen and Court go by. Now, many years later, it's a great honor to have the opportunity to be a part of the parade with the United Irish Societies. I want to thank SGB Kids for the persistent work it does in the community here in Montreal. In these unprecedented times, it is now more important than ever to continue supporting this organization. I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy St. Patrick's Day and all the best.
Hi, my name is Megan Sweeney, and I'm a princess of the United Irish Society. My fondest St. Patrick's Day memory has to have been this past 2020 Queen selection when I became a princess and told my aunt, who was parade queen in the 1970s. And it was a really fantastic way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and carry on a special family tradition. COVID has changed a lot in our everyday lives this past year, and it makes it all that more essential to recognize and support organizations that have always done important work in our community. I want to thank SGB Kids for their work in helping kids in need continue to receive world-class care in Montreal. I want to wish everyone a safe and healthy St. Patrick's Day.
Merci les filles. Thank you, ladies. Geez, I miss the parade too. We all have great memories of the parade. I'm really hopeful that next year we can go back to normal and then we can all go to the parade and perhaps have green beer. Anyways, maintenant, pour le prochain clip, vous allez entendre quelques mots des membres de la Société irlandaise unie de Montréal. Ce sont eux qui organisent la fameuse parade. You will hear from Patricia Mulqueen, President of the UIS, Sean O'Donnell, the Grand Marshal, and Steve Garnett, Chief Reviewing Officer.
Hello, my name is Patricia McQueen, and I am the President of the United Irish Society. I was asked what it was one of my fondest memories of walking the parade, and I have to say it was back in 2012 when my parents were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary on March 17th. The United Irish Societies was generous enough to allow my family and my parents to walk in the parade, so we were able to celebrate the occasion along with over 350,000 people. It was a beautiful day that day. It was over 17 degrees, and I have to say, we all had a great time. And thanks to the generosity of the UIS, I became a member the next year. I'd also like to thank the SGB for all that they do for the children, and I hope that the Irish smiles continue with everyone's great donations. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean O'Donnell, and I am honored to be the Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. First of all, please let me thank you, the organizers of SGB Kids, for doing such wonderful work. The United Irish Societies also does wonderful community work and has been organizing the parade for many, many years in a safe, fun, and family atmosphere. The United Irish Societies supports parish groups and youth groups and has done so successfully for many years. So we do believe in the power of community work. I want to thank you all, and I wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day season.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Garnett, and I am currently the Chief Reviewing Officer of the Montreal St. Patrick's Day Parade. Just as the SGB Kids, the United Irish Society is all about volunteering and teaching our children to care about others, which is an important life lesson. When children watch you give, they will grow up knowing that giving back is the right thing to do and follow in your footsteps. So donating to the SGB Kids charity also helps you to be a good role model for your own children. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and thank you to everyone involved in the SGB Kids Association.
Fantastic. Okay, now we have a really special guest for you tonight. He was featured yesterday, actually, in the Montreal Gazette. You may have seen the article. Now, I'm going to take you back a bit. Remember when we were young? And, you know, we did our chores around the house and we saved up that 50 cents or $1 and we ran to the corner store and we bought that pack of hockey cards with that gum in it that was so stale, but we love those cards, right? Well, we were so excited, right, when we got those cards. Funny thing, many of us winners hung on to those cards, and you can see, have a shoebox, as Carolyn mentioned. Actually, those are my boys, and I have my own. But we thought one day, that we'd make millions out of those cards. Well, okay, tonight is the night to find out if we're going to be rich. Now our next guest is actually joining us from lovely Los Angeles, California. Sounds very Hollywood-like, doesn't it? Our next guest is Dr. Jeffrey Griffith. He's been a hockey fan and hockey collector for well over 2 decades. His collection includes cards of Wayne Gretzky, Terry Sawchuk, George Vezina, and rookie cards of every honored member enshrined in the Hockey Hall of Fame. His recent work is called The Greatest Collection, Legends and Lore Behind Hockey's Treasure, and takes a look at the Hockey Hall of Fame's incredible archives and collections. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jeffrey Griffith.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this great event supporting the Montreal Children's Hospital. Thank you to the SGB Kids Association, and congratulations to the organizers and the organization for this great St. Patrick's Day celebration. I'm here to talk about hockey cards with everybody and the great connection they give us to the sport that we all love. Each hockey card can tell a unique story about the depicted individual, a team's history, a city's connection to the sport, and about the society that influenced how the game has been played and how it has evolved over time. First, let's talk about the day at hand. St. Patrick's Day, the reason we're all here with this great event celebrating the Montreal Children's Hospital. Of course, we see a game celebrated every year, but the Toronto Maple Leafs used to be known as the Toronto St. Pats. There's a noteworthy rookie card of Clarence Happ-Day that depicts him wearing the St. Pat's sweater. Now, while that card is sepia, of course, we recognize it for the bold green color on it. And it's neat to see Irish heritage celebrated on a professional team in that way. Additionally, 2 of the most influential early builders in hockey history, Frank and Lester Patrick, are of Irish descent. Their ancestor immigrated from Ireland in 1848, and by the time Frank and Lester Patrick finished their influence on hockey, the game's rules and structure radically changed. Both of their rookie cards are from the first ever mainstream hockey card set, known today as C56. Additionally, Irish heritage has a tremendous impact on hockey cards. Frank Patrick, who I just showed, his card is card number 1 in the very first mainstream hockey card set. So in a way, Irish heritage started off the whole hockey card craze and ability for us to collect some pieces of some of hockey's greatest heroes. One of the players that I know we all enjoy watching is PK Subban, who has done incredible work for the Montreal Children's Hospital. And I'd like to thank him specifically for his work with the hospital over all of his years, first with the Montreal Canadiens, and now as he continues on in his career. Specifically, want to start out with his rookie card here and thank him again once for everything. For the organizers, I know that they're from Ville-Émard, and that Mario Lemieux played in his junior hockey in the city in an arena named after the Mantha brothers. The Mantha brother, or Silvio Mantha especially, is in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and his rookie card is from 1923. What's neat is for Mario Lemieux, we've got about 60 years of hockey history that are connected through these 2 great individuals, these 2 great Hockey Hall of Famers. And it's just one indication of how just two pieces of cardboard can really connect hockey history and all that it's done for a community and the sport as a whole. My personal involvement with hockey has spanned over 25 years, when I started watching the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim as a young franchise. Right as I was getting into the sport, I started collecting hockey cards. And now the collections include thousands of cards of Wayne Gretzky, Terry Sawchuk, and George Vezina. Over the past several years, I've had the fortune of acquiring a rookie card of every Hockey Hall of Famer that has been inducted since the first class in 1945. These cards span from the first days of hockey cards in 1910. One aspect of hockey cards that I discussed in the Greatest Collection is how they can show the continuity and changes in a franchise's history. And there's no better team to showcase that legacy of success than the Montreal Canadiens. We all know them, the team, for their bold blue, blanc, and rouge, red, white, and blue jersey that has struck fear in teams and have won countless Stanley Cups. What's fascinating about hockey cards is that they show the evolution of both the team's uniforms, but also the continued ability to showcase incredible legendary players. So once again in 1910 C56, they're shown in a very interesting bluish teal sweater, as you can see here on Jacques Laviolette's rookie card. I mean, we know them as a red jersey, but they started out with a different uniform. Then the next year, here on this Newsy Lalonde card, he's wearing the familiar red sweater, but the logo is different than what we know today. Then, by the time we get to 1923, here with Arl Joliot's rookie card and Howie Marin's rookie card, they're now wearing the familiar jerseys that are very, very similar to what we recognize today and has been the same for decades. What's interesting, and the Hall of Fame reflects has a similar jersey in their collection, but for the Ottawa Senators, is when a team would win the Stanley Cup, they designated that on their jerseys. So on this George Vezina card, you can see the logo is a globe, which designates them as world champions. So this card from 1924, which is one of Vezina's last cards ever printed during his career, and celebrates one of the early successes in team history. So from the 1930s onward, cards have illustrated the dominance and greatness of the Montreal Canadiens players and championships clubs, all wearing the now familiar color scheme and logo. So this 1937 rookie card of Toe Blake, of course, he also had significant coaching success, but he was great as a player as well, and how he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's here. We have, of course, the iconic Rocket Richard rookie card. We have Jacques Plante, who, of course, revolutionized the sport by wearing a mask, and of course won numerous Vezina trophies and Stanley Cups. 1971, at least in cards, was an extremely important year for the Montreal Canadiens, as both Ken Dryden and Guy Lafleur had their rookie cards in a rather iconic O-Pee-Chee set. Then, the next decade, Patrick Waugh backstopped Montreal to a couple more Stanley Cups along in his iconic career. And now, currently, Carey Price is backstopping the team and has had his own tremendous individual success. That, of course, is just in a few cards, just 90 years of Montreal Canadiens history that is steeped in history and recognized for the tremendous success, both by the Hockey Hall of Fame and in general hockey lore.
Hey, folks, we hope you're enjoying the show so far. I mean, Jeffrey knows his stuff, but I pulled out one of the cards. I got my Mario Lemieux card out, so I'm going to dust it off and see if it's worth anything a little later. Anyway, we just wanted to remind everyone to head to our website. I think the ticker is running below to make your donation or buy a terrific book. Every dollar counts. And now we'll return back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey?
A fun and popular discussion is what can be considered the holy grail of hockey cards. Of course, it's hard to choose just one card, especially since there's such a wide variety of eras, card products, players, teams. Basically, whatever your interest is can frame what a person considers as the holy grail of hockey cards. For this event, and to celebrate hockey as a whole, I've chosen 6 options that span the breadth of hockey cards from 1911 to 2015. First, George Vezina, now the namesake of the best goalie trophy in the National Hockey League. His iconic C55 card shows once again the red Montreal Canadiens logo, but a prior logo, and it's the anchor of the set of this very iconic set. Then, of course, getting into what we call post-war cards. The first modern card set is 1951 Parkhurst, and while loaded with significant rookies, such as the Maurice Richard rookie I showed earlier, is the Gordie Howe's rookie, who went on to revolutionize both scoring records and longevity, and just as being known as Mr. Hockey. He's all that was meant and what's great for the sport. Jumping a decade later, of course, we have the iconic Bobby Orr and his rookie card from 1966 Topps. It's fun looking at this design, the wood grain TV set, that in their archives, the Hall of Fame has the proofs of a layout for this, which is really neat to see and consider. But of course, easily probably the greatest defenseman in hockey history. And if you want to easily put him on the Mount Rushmore of hockey players, and I'm sure an argument could be made as the greatest hockey player of all time. Then, of course, near and dear one to my heart is Wayne Gretzky's rookie, the bold blue 1979 O-Pee-Chee set. That what's fun about cards, basically before 1990 or so, is that the player would play a year and then would get a rookie card the next season. Whereas now, the player gets their rookie card during their rookie season year. So here, what's neat about this is, though the Oilers were now in the NHL, and they're wearing the blue patch that we know today, here Gretzky's pictured playing in the WHA. You can see by the orange logo of the Oilers there, which is it's a neat little first NHL card. He doesn't have a 1978 WHA card, but here he's pictured playing for the WHA Oilers here. And of course, getting into the 21st century, we've got Sidney Crosby, scorer of the Golden Goal, which I know for a lot of people watching this was probably a great memory, but I was pulling for Team USA, and that was my birthday when he scored that. So, I'm happy for him, which is great. And happy for all you that you could have that memory, but I experienced it a little differently. And then finally, we got Connor McDavid's rookie, who's now, decade behind Sid in age. That, he's the superstar of the NHL, and he's doing amazing this year so far. So through those, as I mentioned, it's tough to choose just one holy grail. But I really feel that based on each individual interest in each individual era, that a holy grail can be chosen, and such an important card can mean so much to each individual. Hockey card treasures can come in many forms. While the fantasy is to find a hoard of untouched and pristine cards that could be worth untold amounts, the joy of finding and enjoying cards in a shoebox or basement can reconnect a person with a childhood interest in a specific team or player that has evolved over time. If a person is fortunate enough to find a forgotten stash of cards, the thing to look for are the years the cards were printed, the condition of the centering, edges, and corners, as well as which players are depicted on the card. The most important thing that I believe, beyond the value of the cards, is to enjoy what you find. Enjoy looking at cards from a foregone hockey era and memories that they can invoke from your own personal experience with the sport. This has been wonderful. I appreciate it. Thank you again, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Griffith, and I appreciate this time with you. I hope to be back later in the show to answer a few questions. In the meantime, enjoy the event, and thank you again to the Montreal Children's Hospital for this great event.
Thanks, Jeffrey. That was great. And I know many of you have run into the attic to find your hockey card collections to see if you're a millionaire. I found my Josh Georges. I don't think it's going to be worth too much. Anyway, Jeffrey will be back later to answer your questions in the show. Now, any singers out there? Get ready to have some fun and sing along. Up next, we have a terrific band from the West Island who are true Irish rockers. You'll see what I mean when you see them play. These guys are, I call them the AC/DC of Irish music. The Mariners Curse Band members have been together for a heck of a long time. The team have come together to create this incredible Celtic Canadiana music with fiddlers, guitar players, keys, and drums, not to mention amazing vocals. The band members include Ron Jenkins, Rocky Delonzo, Jonathan Mormon, Alex Keeler, and Terry Arsenault on drums. Are you ready? Here they are, Mariner's Curse. Wow, that was an amazing performance. Thanks to Mariners Curse for that great gig. It's fantastic. They'll be back later in the show. Don't go anywhere. Now, you ever wonder how bartenders pour that Guinness beer to have that, that perfect two-color look? Well, we have our resident beer aficionado, Gord Lipiat. He learned from the best bartender in Montreal, apparently, Teresa. Gord has lots of experience in this area, and he'll show you how to pour that perfect Guinness to get it that TV commercial look. Gord?
Well, we're back. Well, I agree with you, Anthony. I think this is the perfect pour. Apparently, Gord says, continue practice makes perfect. Maintenant, j'aimerais vous présenter un message tout spécial de nos partenaires de la Fondation de Montréal pour enfants. Nous travaillons avec eux depuis le tout début de l'association SGB Enfants. Ça fait déjà 18 ans. Dans la vidéo, vous aurez la chance d'entendre quelques mots de Alicia Di Giorgio et de Dr. Gupta, qui dirige l'équipe de recherche en néphrologie pédiatrique. Alicia is Senior Advisor, Special Events and Community Relations, and has been at the foundation for just over 4 years, working with SGB kids on fundraising events. Her role involves supporting non-profit organizations like SGP in their fundraising initiatives, and she's the liaison between the hospital to help ensure that projects envisioned by the hospital's professionals can be funded thanks to amazing donors.
On behalf of the Montreal Children's Hospital Foundation, it is my absolute honor to be partnering once again with SGB Kids. For the past 18 years, SGB has been ardent supporters of research at the Montreal Children's Hospital, and we're grateful to say that this year has been no different. Despite the challenges of the pandemic and the inability to host any in-person events, SGB was still able to raise over $26,000 for our researchers. We were able to present this amazing amount to them at a virtual check presentation. On a more personal note, it's been an absolute honor to be working with the SGB community for the past 5 years. Working with a team of such dedicated and passionate volunteers is truly heartwarming, and I love to see the support that they get from the entire SGB community of donors, supporters, and sponsors. So on behalf of the entire team here at the Children's, thank you so much for your constant support of our hospital and of SGB Kids. Because a healthy kid is a bratty kid. Long live little brats. And thank you for your support of the Children's.
And I think what's exceptional this year is that they've fundraised to the same tune they've done for so many years, even during COVID. So that in itself is pretty exceptional. So thanks to SGB Kids this year, we were able to purchase 4 different pieces of equipment that's going to be used in child health research. One of the pieces of equipment went to Dr. Sam Daniel, an ultra extreme low prescale film. The second person who was awarded a shaking water bath is Dr. Rima Rosen. The next person who was awarded equipment is Dr. Lloydie Jeromayevska, who was awarded a stereo microscope. Our final winner for this year is Dr. Julia van Ettingen, who was able to purchase a blood analyzer. So thank you. You guys are amazing.
It's our pleasure, Dr. Gupta. We at the SGB Kids Association are proud to present a check of $27,435 to the Montreal Children's Hospital Foundation today. We are very proud to be a supporter of the Children's for the last 11 years. Our association strongly believes in helping our future leaders, our kids. It's our pleasure to support all the researchers at the Children's and to find cures for our kids. Our goal is to help put smiles to kids' faces for many years to come. Thank you to our donors and to our sponsors, and especially to Mr. Norman Rashkowan of 10 Squared Investments as being our premier sponsor and believing in our cause. Please keep up the great work, and thank you from the gang at SGB Kids. And now, Norman, if you'd like to say a couple of words. Thank you.
Well, I'm just really pleased, and we feel honored to be able to partner with the SGB Foundation and for this really important work. The children are the future, and the only way to ensure a bright future is to have the sorts of research and the resources that you dedicate to helping them, and we're pleased that we can be part of that.
So thank you again, and for recognizing, the children of Quebec and their healthcare needs, because they don't get to vote. They don't vote for anybody, but they have you guys behind them and worrying about their health and their future, and that's what makes a difference. So thank you again, and for your generosity for so many years. We truly thank you. And thanks for coming today to show your faces on Zoom. Wish it was face-to-face, but at least we get to see you.
Same here. Same
My
here.
pleasure.
Okay, we're back. Wow, $27,000. That's amazing. You also heard a few words from our platinum sponsor. We want to say special thanks to Norm, the president of 10 Square Investment, for their tremendous support. Norm and his team have been terrific ambassadors for SGB Kids for over 3 years. Of course, they urge all of you to donate generously. Nous vous invitons tous à donner généreusement. Et comme vous pouvez voir, tous les infos sont ici au bas de l'écran. Ça fait vraiment chaud au cœur de voir que vos contributions aident les enfants malades et avec l'achat d'équipements spécialisés comme Dr Gupta a mentionné. Maintenant, voici notre toute première pause publicitaire de l'hôpital de Montréal pour enfants. Sortez vos Kleenex. What can I say? Long live little brats. I don't know about you, but I shed a few tears when I first saw the commercial. That was very touching. Anyways, we love happy endings. Maintenant, j'aimerais vous présenter un message tout spécial de Erin Sports Association. Un gros merci car ils ont fait un généreux don de $500. These guys are great, supporting southwest part of Montreal. You'll hear from Tim Fong, president of the association, and Joseph Quinn, nominated Irishman of the Year.
Well, thank you very much for that lovely introduction. I'd like to congratulate SGB on this fundraising that we are supporting. The Erin Sports Association is totally committed to this. My fellow alumni, James Lingers, thank you for doing this. It's much appreciated. The Montreal Children's Hospital is a much deserving charity to be helping out. And to be doing this virtually during a pandemic, I think is great. The Erin Sports, what we do, we've been in existence 90 years now. And we do a lot of fundraising for the southwest community of Montreal. We help the less fortunate. We give out scholarships to underprivileged kids that want to go on to trade school. We help out. Another thing we do every year is that we choose a couple of amateur athletes. We honor them at our breakfast. And our breakfast is to honor an individual who we bestow our highest honor, Irishman of the Year. Irishman of the Year is based on community involvement. And last year, we chose, to my left here, Mr. Joe Quinn. Joe, thanks for being here today, Joe.
It's my pleasure, sir. My pleasure. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe. Like you said, my name is Joe Quinn. I was born and raised in Verdun. I still live in Verdun. And my motto in life is giving back to the community. I've been involved in the Irish societies for many, many years. I worked the parade. But giving back to the community is what I enjoy doing. My 3 grown children do it. I got involved with the Christmas basket program with the UIS many years ago, and I'm still involved with it. I'm involved with Dawson Community Center in Verdun. I do volunteer work there. I work with a food bank. So I just wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. I hope you're more successful than last year, even though it's limited this year. And I look forward to being a part of your success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. You will be honored, Joe. We will be having a breakfast, hopefully sooner than later. Not sure if it's going to be in 2021 or 2022. We will have our breakfast once we get the all clear from the government that we're allowed to gather in large groups. And for SGB, congratulations. Good luck on your fundraiser, and I hope it's a success. Thank you for doing this, guys.
Thanks once again to the Erin Sports Association for their incredible support and their donation. Joining us next is Ken Quinn. Ken joined the St. Patrick's Society of Montreal Board of Directors in 2013 and was recently elected president in 2020. He's an avid baseball coach, winning numerous awards for his coaching of minor baseball and NDG over the years. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ken Quinn.
Buonasera a tutti. Thank you so much for inviting me to say a few words this evening. La Société Saint-Patrick de Montréal est la plus ancienne société nationale du Québec et l'une des plus anciennes du Canada. Fondée le 17 mars 1834, quelques semaines à peine avant la Société Saint-Jean-Baptiste, elle a depuis sa création veillé à ses membres ainsi qu'à ceux d'origine irlandaise dans l'ensemble de la communauté. Dès le début, la Société a joué un rôle de premier plan dans la communauté et continue de le faire lorsqu'elle y est appelée. On espère que vous allez nous rejoindre. I'm very pleased to have been asked to speak with you this evening. It is so important to give back to the community, and I can't stress that enough. We always do our best to support our educational, charitable, and cultural endeavors as much as possible, raising funds through donations, through the proceeds of our charity ball, our annual luncheon, as well as our charity golf tournament. Through these initiatives, the Society supports numerous organizations in the community, such as the United Irish Societies of Montreal for the annual St. Patrick's Parade, the Gaelic Athletic Association for their works growing the sports of hurling and Gaelic football in Montreal, the Montreal Irish Rugby Football Club for their work instructing youth about the sport of rugby, and Bloomsday Montreal in support of their annual festival dedicated to the works of James Joyce. And these are but a few of the organizations within the Irish community that we support. Additionally, the Society supports an annual lecture at Concordia School of Irish Studies, in addition to funding an annual graduate level scholarship at the school. Now, it would be impossible for the Society to fund the numerous interesting initiatives without the support of our members and friends in the community. Likewise, I have no doubt that the great work that SGB does would be much more difficult without the support of its members and friends. And having said that, I encourage you to donate to SGB Kids, which is raising funds benefiting the Montreal Children's Hospital Foundation, as well as the good works of the SGB Kids Association. Merci encore de m'avoir permis de vous parler et s'il vous plaît, continuez de lever vos fonds pour SGB. Happy St. Patrick's, bonne Saint Patrick, buon San Patrizio.
Merci. Thank you. Grazie, Ken, for that special message. Now, are you ready to dance? Up next, we have the Bernadette Short School of Irish Dancers video clip. The Bernadette Short School is in its 40th year, producing champion-level dancers, and is the #1 choice for Irish dance instruction across Québec. Un peu d'histoire. Tout a commencé quand Bernadette Short est venue s'installer à Montréal. Elle quittait son pays natif de Dublin en 1974. Elle a commencé à enseigner les pas de danse irlandais qu'elle-même elle a appris quand elle était jeune. Depuis, l'école a gagné plusieurs titres au niveau régional et au niveau nord-américain. C'est la seule école de danse au Québec qui a récolté des médailles et qui s'est rendue sur le podium lors de championnats du monde pour des événements de danse en groupe et en solo. So, get on your feet. Please join us in welcoming the Bernadette Short School dancers.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from the Bernadette Short School of Irish Dancing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bravo. Wow, that was amazing. I hope you enjoyed. And these guys are so brave. They dance with their masks on. They're so talented. Anyways, now we know why they've won so many awards around the world. Thank you again to the Bernadette Short School of Irish Dancing. Avant de continuer, je tiens tout simplement à vous rappeler de donner. Pour ce faire, suivez les instructions au bas de votre écran. Maintenant, passons au prochain segment. Je suis persuadée que certains d'entre vous aimez les cafés irlandais. Peut-être, qui sait, vous en buvez un maintenant. Mais savez-vous faire le café irlandais? Parfait. Apparently, there's only one way, and it's the Irish way. So here's Maureen Kane from the Canadian Legion Branch 94 in Greenfield Park to show us how to make the perfect Irish coffee.
Welcome to Royal Canadian Legion Branch 94, Greenfield Park. My name is Maureen Kane, and I'm going to be your Scottish bartender who's going to show you how to make Irish coffee. The ingredients that we use for Irish coffee are brown sugar, most important ingredient, which is whiskey, coffee, and finally whipping cream. We use a glass at the Legion, an Irish coffee glass, which is already pre-measured. Alcohol to the first measure and coffee to the second measure, and the rest is cream. If you don't have a glass like this, you can add as much or as little of this as you want. If you don't have brown sugar also, you can use white sugar, but brown sugar dissolves much quicker. So we use 2 teaspoons, and then we'll add the most important ingredient, which is the Jameson whiskey. I've maybe been a bit too generous, but then our coffee, up to the other black mark, and finally our cream. It's best to have the cream cool. It makes it a bit easier and it's more even in the actual coffee. So there we have it. We have an Irish coffee made by a Scottish lassie. Slangsha, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks, Marvin. That was amazing, and geez, made me want to have one right now. So now we're going to bring back Jeffrey Griffith to answer a few questions from our audience. Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing?
Doing well. This has been a great event. Thank you for helping us put it all on.
Hey, we're so happy to have you on our show, and you know what? We're going to do a lightning round of questions, so get ready.
I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
Okay, fasten your seatbelt. Now, this question, question 1, is from Louis Martel. Which 5 hockey cards are worth the most?
So, of course, like I talked about in the presentation, it really depends on era and player and all that. But the short answer to that is I would refer you to among the first 4 I showed in the Holy Grail question, the Vezina, the Howe, the Gretzky, and the Orr. But I mean, as well as that, you got Bobby Hall's rookie, you got the Rocket Richard rookie, which I showed earlier. So, you know, one of the straightforward ways is just look at the most iconic players, and in theory, their values align with that.
Great. And well, here's another question. Now, this one comes from Josh Jetty from PSB Boisjoli. It's a great question. Where can I sell or have my cards appraised? Is there a reputable place or website? Great question, Josh.
So for selling, eBay's always straightforward, and there can be comps shown on there, but you still kind of have to do your own work on there. I would recommend even just searching online and see who this individual local card dealer is, and go into the local card shop, and they can assist him with that. And then there's online message boards, Facebook groups, but probably the most simple, and hopefully it exists for him, is a local card dealer that he can bring in and just get a quick appraisal of if cards in the collection are worthwhile to sell, what to do with them, or what type of tangible value they have to them.
Great. All right. You ready for the next one? This one's a great one from the Honorable David Lametti. A lot of people have heard stories about $1 million hockey card collections being thrown out by their grandparents or discovered in dusty attics. My own mother threw out my collection, which included a Guy Lafleur rookie card.
Oh.
What would a couple of examples be of hockey card holy grail in terms of rare and valuable finds? Fantastic question.
Yeah. So, there was a few years ago that C55 set that I showed, which is George Vezina's rookie in there. There was a very high-end find of near mint cards that really made waves recently. So that's probably the biggest set find that we know about. But every now and then you'll see an old box of cards like the 1979 O-Pee-Chee that has Gretzky's rookie in it be opened, and it has a mint Gretzky rookie in it. So it's amazing to both consider what could be out there, and when they can certainly reframe the entire industry.
Absolutely. Now this one is from Remo Scapatici, and his question is, do you have any great stories about people who have had valuable cards but didn't know it?
I would say it's where cards from the 30s, 40s, 50s that maybe people don't understand. The wonderful part about those cards is they connect us to a past time of hockey history. The problem is the players might not be as recognizable. Right. So even, the Frank and Lester Patrick cards that I showed in the presentation, critically important players, and those cards are valuable, but they might not be on the same level as a Rocket Richard, as a Guy Lafleur, as, so it's, but that's always, circling back to a previous question, going back to a reputable local card dealer, they can point out what cards are important and help in that process. So that's, finding people who are knowledgeable, especially locally, can help with that cause.
Right. Great. Here's a long question, but a really good question from Denise Renard. In today's times, with the commercialization of hockey, big branding and marketing, and the access to hockey players, autographs, and memorabilia, is collecting hockey cards still worthwhile if you want to make money?
So the last year, the card industry as a whole for all sports has just exploded. It's going to have to settle at some point, and we're going to hit a little bubble pop here soon. But if the idea is to flip, if it's long-term flipping, I would say investing and selling later, I would say yes. That, like the Carey Price card I showed in my presentation is from 2007. I picked that up probably around 2010 or so. That card's worth more now than it was then, type thing. But then again, there's other rookie cards. It's a gamble and an investment in the same one. That Carey Price has had an award-winning career. If it's a rookie card of an individual that maybe doesn't win awards or is recognizable, there's less making money in there. Mm-hmm. But I would say in the long term, value can go up is the short answer to that.
Great. Okay, we're in the lightning round now.
Lightning round, beautiful.
Lightning round, the last question. You ready? This is from actually the SGB Kids Association. So we have a couple of Detroit fans and Chicago fans on the committee. So
yeah.
And now remember, you're in Montreal now, Jeffrey, right? Okay. Who do you think was the greatest hockey player to ever live? Now remember, you're in Montreal now, Jeffrey. Okay.
Is this one of those where I go neutral and just go Korean salami around my shoulder? And just either by making nobody happy, I make everyone happy. Is that how I do this?
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah. But no, I mean, just to go with the Detroit route there, when I first started getting into hockey, it was the mid 90s, right at the resurgence of the Red Wings, rise to hockey town in there. So it's we'll just stick with Teemu Selanne. He's probably the safest bet, right? For that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeffrey. That was a great answer. Okay, you skated around really well.
Absolutely.
You're a hockey player.
Exactly. See, I was dancing more than the last sketch. But here we are.
Oh, that was fantastic. Jeffrey, we want to thank you for joining us and bringing us back to our childhood days. It was fantastic. It was a hoot and lots of fun.
Yeah.
And we really thank you. And I know a lot of people out there right now are sifting through their hockey cards to find that winner, that $1 million card right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me on here.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Now, I'd like to introduce the man who inspired tonight's event and made it come to life. Jim McRea is the president of Griffintown Media. Now, Jim is from the hood. He is from Villemard, and he's been a longtime supporter of SGB Kids, and this year joined us in actually building our website and our social media campaign. This guy has donated countless hours to make us look good. And he and his team, and I'm going to reach out to Sama Balafaf out there. Hello, Sama. I know you're watching us from NDG. We're instrumental in putting our website together and this event. Actually, Jim is pretty connected. He could have been Italian, but his wife is, so I guess that counts. He's linked us to so many people around the world to make tonight happen. So are you ready? Here he is, the one, the only, Mr. Jim McRea. Jim?
Anthony, my mom would have been pleased with that introduction. That's flattering, thank you, and heartfelt. So I do appreciate it because I know you're a mensch. I just wanted to say and perhaps challenge everyone. Just raise your hand if you don't mind. Raise your hand if you've ever had the chance to go through the Children's Hospital for any reason in your family. So raise your hand. That's a lot of hands. And that's the answer for the question, why are we here today? Because we can't live without the Montreal Children's Hospital. It's been true of my life, throughout my life, and as a father too. So the reason why we're getting together is to support the children's. It's also why SGB exists in a lot of ways, because SGB, with the money they raise, goes directly towards the purchase of specialized medical equipment. So when you put your money down and you send it to SGB and they send it to the children's actually purchases, let's say, state-of-the-art equipment that they put to work to care for those young people who have the biggest needs in our society. So the equation is pretty simple. The children needs to exist. They need to have the best equipment and to offer the best services. And that's why we're here today, and to have a bit of fun. So when we started with SGB, the goal was to connect and remain in contact. And a lot of people have supported us over these past few weeks. But going back towards the website production, as an example, we started a small book drive. So we reached out, and I reached out, and I know my clients and colleagues get these phone calls from me, and they kind of say, there's Jim doing his thing again, but they're very sweet people and very comforting, and it's comforting to know that they support us to a great deal in all the causes that we try to support. In the case of this book drive, several colleagues reached out, didn't hesitate actually. So I'm kind of joking about the phone call actually, because I know they won't hesitate ever. So they immediately bought books that they would buy by the boxes, and they'd use them as gifting, for Christmas and other things. And so they bought boxes, and I wanted to give a shout out to them tonight, who they've done this book drive with us and supported us from the get-go. So small list, I'll keep it short. PJ Impex, thank you, Chad. Wakeling Auto, thank you, Kurt. Remo Scapatici, Remo's a CPA, grazie, Remo. Jose Lacasse, Jose is with IG Private Wealth Management, merci, Jose. We have Seacoast Marine Electronics of Halifax. They send books from Halifax to Southern Ontario to Vancouver, across the country. And thank you, Hink and Kevin, for that. And my buddy Darren McGuire of BLG. Darren's a lifelong friend and one of the biggest supporters of community efforts always and forever. So if you don't know Darren, he's a sweetheart. So I appreciate Darren and his contribution to us almost always, you know. So thank you for that, Darren. I also want to thank people who are watching tonight who have supported SGB and the Children's in the past and who plan to do so in the future. So thank you, and thank you in advance. The other reason why we're here is to connect and remain in contact, especially during these times. It was probably the first reason, actually, beyond the money raising part, to create this event. It was to remain in contact and to be connected, because we know that that's what we need as people, as humans, you know. So we couldn't think of a better day to do that than St. Patrick's, because no group does community better than the Irish. None. There's no question. They are the best. So thank you for that. Getting a bit emotional. A final shout out goes to my friend Jeffrey Griffith, master storyteller, and Glenn Dreyfus, who is on master control. Both are exceptional people. And I'm happy today to bestow on them honorary titles of official Montrealers for the day. I couldn't think of a better honor for two better people. So thank you. Grazie. Merci. Let's get back to the fun.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Jeffrey. On behalf of the SGB Kids Committee, we thank you and Griffintown Media once again for your tremendous support in helping us pull this event together. Jim and his team have been amazing. We also want to thank you again for offering the book. Maintenant, le prochain clip est la deuxième performance des Mariners Course. Cette fois-ci, ils vont chanter. On se revoit bientôt.
There lived a man, he had a tavern by the Strand. The landlord had a daughter fair, a pretty little thing with golden hair. Won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Came a sailor man, he asked the daughter for her hand. Well, I won't marry you, she said, I have all I want without being wed. Live with me, you'd like to linger, I'll tie some string around my finger. As you walk by, pull on that string, I'll come down and let you ride me. Won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth town? The sailor man goes off to the Strand, and as he walks by, pulls on that string. She came down and let him right in. Never seen such a sight before. The string around her finger was all she wore. Go to see all the girls with their hair hung low, and as you walk by, pull on their strings. They'll come down and let you right in. Won't you come down? Won't you come down? Won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Won't you come down? Won't you come down? Won't Won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Won't you come down? Won't you come down? Won't you come down to Yarmouth town? Won't you come down? Won't you come down? Won't you come down to Yarmouth town?
Bravo! Rebonjour à tous. Avez-vous aimé? En tout cas, moi, je tape encore du pied. Puis, je trouve que le gars qui joue du violon, il est vraiment talentueux. Il est drôle. Il était déguisé tantôt. Puis là, ben, l'hiver est terminé. Le printemps arrive. Don't you just want to wish we're all on the terrace right now having a beer? Anyways. Et oui, nous approchons la fin de notre événement de levée de fonds, 10 000 sourires pour la Saint-Patrick. C'est malheureux, mais toute bonne chose a une fin. On espère sincèrement que vous avez apprécié, que vous avez eu du plaisir dans vos salons et qu'on a réussi à vous divertir. Qui sait, certains d'entre vous ont peut-être une carte de hockey qui vaut beaucoup d'argent. Pour ma part, ça fait un plaisir d'être avec vous. Toute une expérience d'animer une levée de fonds virtuellement. C'est ma première. J'espère que c'était pas trop pire. On tient aussi à remercier Jeffrey, Griffith et de tous nos invités pour cette soirée inoubliable en l'honneur de la Sainte-Patrick. On souhaite un retour à la normale le plus rapidement possible pour qu'on puisse se voir en personne. Et encore une fois, un gros merci à Griffintown Media et Jim McRea pour sa contribution phénoménale d'avoir mis sur pied notre tout premier événement virtuel. Bravo, sérieusement, je pense qu'on ne serait pas arrivé sans l'aide de Jim et de son équipe. Ils ont passé beaucoup de temps cette année à nous aider et ça à leurs frais. Et sincèrement, on est très reconnaissants. Merci. Et vous, nos spectateurs, ben merci. Merci de votre généreuse contribution. Merci de votre support. On a tous les enfants à cœur. Donc, n'oubliez pas, dès que vous vous déconnectez, allez sur notre site web afin de faire un don ou acheter un livre. Tout simplement, suivre les indications. Oh, non, on n'a pas les indications au bas de l'écran. C'est pas grave. Bref, je vous souhaite une bonne soirée. Et à la prochaine. And Anthony, back to you. And by the way, it's been a pleasure to co-MC with you. Great job.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's event out there. Oh yeah, for all you hockey card enthusiasts. Now, you know, if you find that $1 million card, you know where you heard it first, right? So a small donation to Montreal Children's Hospital and the SGB Kids would be greatly appreciated. Seriously though, this year, many organizations such as the Montreal Children's Hospital and the SGB Kids Association faced the onerous task of trying to raise funds during a pandemic crisis. However, these challenges just pale in comparison to the battles sick children face every day in our community. And we're really lucky to have the Montreal Children's Hospital in our own backyard, as they play such a big role in children's lives here in Montreal and around the world, to be honest. And I'm certain that many of you have passed through the doors of the Montreal Children's Hospital. And I remember when we were young and the children's was on Atwater, you know, whether it was your tonsils or appendix or just for a regular checkup, you know, we all went through the doors. And then, you know, we became parents and then we brought our kids over there. And I know I brought my two sons who play hockey and, you know, because they play hockey, a lot of fractures. So, you know, we're in the plaster ward all the time with a little punch card. But you know what? No matter what, the Montreal Children's Hospital, they make you feel at home. You feel like, family. And this year, our focus is on research and future cures. Now, we're supporting the efforts of the researchers at the Montreal Children's Hospital because they're continuously making tiny miracles happen. And trust me, they make miracles happen every day. Now, we hope to put big smiles on the faces of kids through this campaign. And actually, we're looking at 10,000 Irish smiles to be exact. So, tonight, as Carolyn mentioned earlier, we have to thank a ton of people. And we want to thank our Steven Spielberg. He's sitting in Seattle right now, Glenn Dreyfus. He's been fantastic. He's our producer director. Thank you. Gord Lipiat, who through his connections helped us bring all those great dancers, singers, and our leaders from the Montreal Irish community together. Can't say enough. And we want to thank Dr. Jeffrey Griffith, who joined us from LA and taught us how to make millions of dollars with those hockey cards. Jim McRea and Griffintown Media, incredible support in making us look like superstars. And of course, the team at the Montreal Children's Hospital, thanks to Alessia DiGiorgio, Dr. Gupta, and the entire Montreal Children's Hospital research team, you're amazing. And so on behalf of Carolyn and I and the SGB Kids Association Committee, we thank you for joining us. Now remember to make your donation or to buy that book, A Century of Hockey Memories, because every dollar counts. So I'd like to say cheers and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you out there. Have a great evening and go Habs, go! Cheers.